Hey, it's another week, another recipe, and today we are headed back to 1930s with a burnt leather cake whose name says it all. Come join me in the kitchen and see how this turns out. Hey everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Courtney Morris and I cook history's forgotten recipes out of random cookbooks I find and sometimes websites, and today we've got an interesting one, so I hope it turns out. If you're new here, thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoy this experiment. And if you're coming back for more, I really appreciate your support and I hope you enjoy this just as much as I will. Okay, so for this week's recipe, I went perusing archive.org, as I do because it's super fun for me. And one of the things that I really like looking at are the old church cookbooks, because you know darn well that those ladies in the ladies' aid societies or the women's relief societies put together the compilation of recipes that were their best and supposedly tried and true with their families, so they have to be good, right? Not to mention your recipe's now immortalized in print next to Sister So-and-so, and who doesn't like a little bit of friendly competition, right? That being said, this recipe that I found doesn't sound great. This one is from the Church of the Ascension recipe book from Montreal by the 1930s Women's Guild of the Church of Ascension. Say that 10 times fast. That was a mouthful. Anyways, it's called burnt leather cake, and I am sure hoping it tastes better than the title sounds. It includes a lot of sugar in it, so it's gotta taste something sweet. And hopefully I don't screw it up because there are not a lot of instructions. So this recipe starts at the stove, so I'm gonna move my camera over and we will get started. Okay, so the first instruction is 1 cup of brown sugar in a pan over fire, so my gas roughly, and stir it until it smokes. So I'm gonna try to not catch this on fire and not smoke my house out completely because I'm a little nervous about getting to a smoking point. But I'm assuming that's where the burnt leather part of this recipe comes in. Maybe it'll taste kind of more like a brown butter kind of a thing. You know, when you kind of burn the butter, but it's not all the way burnt. So let's give it a shot. I kind of have this feeling that this is one of those recipes where I'm going to have to work quickly. So I'm supposed to get this to the point of it smoking, so it's going to melt down and then kind of burn, I think. Then I'm supposed to add a 1/2 cup of boiling water and then make it into like a molassesy consistency. So cross your fingers for me that this is going to do something good. Oh, it's starting to steam though. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe that's smoke. I don't know. Doesn't smell burnt yet. Oh, it's starting to. It's starting to be a little on the burnt side. Okay, so I think I did that right. It's foamy. There's dark parts. It's smoking. I mean, you can tell it's smoking. Now I have to add a 1/2 cup of boiling water. Stir it until it becomes the consistency of molasses. Oh boy. Honey, it smells exactly like molasses, which I know molasses is a byproduct of sugar, but yeah, it smells exactly like molasses and looks exactly like soy sauce. Okay, so from here, I need to add cream. It doesn't say how much cream. Okay. Well, we'll start with, okay, it says cream, 1/2 cup of butter, and then gradually add in sugar, water, egg yolks, and stuff. So I start with my butter since it's hot in here and it can just kind of melt in, and I'm gonna take a wild guess on the cream part of things. Okay, so it looks like this is the last of my stove stuff. So I'm gonna move this to a bowl over by my cutting board because it's way easier to film that direction than it is this direction. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in the most gigantic metal bowl I could find. And if you can see, it is now a very dark liquid. Because this is technically a burnt sugar, it smells like caramel corn in my kitchen. Okay, so I put in the butter, I eyeballed the cream. Now I need to gradually add 1.5 cups of white sugar. This is a lot of sugar. And yes, I buy my baking supplies in bulk. It's cheaper and I use it a lot. Oh, it said gradually beat in. Oh well. I want caramel popcorn really bad right now. 2 egg yolks and 2 cups of flour. Add 1 cup of water. So I can see where they're getting this burnt leather part of things because it does smell like burnt sugar. I mean, it's a good smell. It smells pretty good, but also a strong enough scent that being right in front of it is kind of assaulting my nose. Okay, so then 2 cups of flour and beat 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I think that was about 5 minutes. My arm's a little tired. Okay, so I've got a nice consistency, I guess. It's still pretty watery though. Okay, so then I add 3 tablespoons of syrup. I don't know what kind of syrup. Does that mean just like a simple syrup? Because I could make a simple syrup. But I also have maple syrup, which is already made. I think I might do the maple syrup. I don't know if that's going to be historically accurate, but it doesn't say. I don't know, you know, like sugar and sugar might just kind of meld together and taste like sugar. So maybe the maple will help give it a nice flavor. Okay, 2 teaspoons baking powder. This is kind of an involved cake. I do always joke that Depression era recipes were called that because it was just kind of depressing, but this one, I don't know, it might go either way. Another ½ cup of flour. I sure hope this is good for all the work that is involved in this. Now 3 egg whites, so I need 1 more egg. We need to beat it until a stiff peak, so again, stand by. Okay, we are at stiff peak now. That never fails, no matter how much I work out, to kill my arm. One way to tell if you've hit stiff peak stage is when you have peaks that you can pull up and they just stay up. Or you can do the DQ blizzard test. If it doesn't go anywhere, you're good to go. Okay, so I need to mix this in, and obviously this is going to be folding in of the egg whites because otherwise you're going to lose all your air bubbles, which then just defeats the purpose of why the heck you just did all of this manual labor. Don't want to pop those air bubbles because it's going to give it lift, which is always hopeful because then you have a really nice, just kind of squishy cake. Now it kind of smells like the bottom side of a hot pretzel, just that burnt smell. I can see why burnt leather has made it into the title of it, because it does, as I keep going with this, all I smell is burnt. Okay, then it says enough vanilla to taste. So just, that might be a teaspoon. It tastes like if popcorn and butterscotch pudding had a baby. It's not bad. Okay, so then it says beat all together, and that is the end of the instructions. And that's it. This is my cake. Now comes the assumptive part of I need to stick it in something and put it in the oven. So I'm assuming just a normal cake pan, and I'm going to put it at 350, which would be in a moderate oven back then. So we will cross our fingers, hope to die, and hope this comes out a cake. I almost want to make it into a bun cake, just for the sheer fact that it kind of reminds me of an angel food cake in the sense of the egg white. I'm going to have to butter the heck out of this, though. The tube part scares the crap out of me. Every time you turn it over, it's just like, I don't want it to stick. Let's give it a shot. My nose is so assaulted with the burnt flavor, like right here, that I can't really smell anything else. So I'm going to cross my fingers, and I'm going to put this in at 350, probably for 30 minutes to start, and then I'll keep checking it, and I will be back as soon as it's done. I actually went outside for a few minutes while this was cooking and came back in, and it smells like I burnt the crap out of something. My house stinks right now. This, however, if you get up close, it still smells burnt. It smells like burnt caramel corn. That's basically what it smells like. Maybe it'll taste better, I don't know. I'm not looking forward to this part. And I kind of did it to myself with using the bundt cake, but I love how they look. So, well, when they turned out. I don't like it when they don't turn out. Let's see, 1, 2. Oh, something fell. Hopefully that's all of the thing that fell. Oh, nope. Yeah, okay. It came out, but look what it did. It came out in half. But it's there. And still apparently hot and sticky. Oh, sticky. It still stinks. Like, it still just smells like I burnt bread. Well, I am going to let this cool off a little more, and then we will give it a shot. All right, let's see how this goes. It smells like burnt popcorn in here. That's not bad. It's like, it's dense, like it looks dense. You know, anymore, I'm expecting a raisin in this. I'm expecting fruit in my bread anymore. It's not bad, but it's not great. You know, it's, for as much sugar is in here, it's not that sweet. The outside's definitely more crunchy because of that caramelization. Inside, it's got a caramely flavor, but the burnt flavor just kind of takes it over. So it's not really a pleasant, like, caramel candy flavor. That's all right. I will say, the texture is fabulous. The texture, the moisture, it's really, really good. Thankfully, it only tastes burnt and does not taste like leather. Maybe I burnt the sugar too much? That's a good possibility. If you've ever made this, let me know if maybe I went for too long. I know what it is. I know what it is. It is that flavor that you get when you eat the outside of a burnt marshmallow. That's what it is. It's just that bitter burnt. Will I be making this again? No, I won't. Am I glad I tried it? Of course. I love trying these weird things. Now I just don't know what to do with this. I don't feel like giving it to my chickens. All right, well, if you made it this far, thank you so much for joining me. I had a lot of fun trying this out, and I'm a little bummed that it didn't work out because I really wanted cake, but oh well. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell notification. That will tell you every time I upload with a new video, which is every Monday with a new historical video for you. And if you liked it, give it a like. I know it helps the algorithm, show the channel to more people, and I'd love to build this community. It's been so awesome getting to know some of you already. And if you need something else to watch after this, go ahead and click here for the easiest apple pie recipe in the world. It has stood the test of time, and I highly recommend it. All right, well, I will see you next week with a new historical recipe. Have a great one. Bye.